Welcome back to the League of Puzzle Speedrunners TetrisAttakr Speedrun Tournament 2025 Flying Wiggler Open. Cards of the Heart here, joined again by the Beefin314. We've got two more spicy round one matchups for you. On the top, it is the PPL 2020 champion with a gallery to watch him hopefully take home his first victory in the monthly TetrisAttakr tournaments. It is TaymanND. Against him is 14 seed, one of our resident hype men, and one of the more inquisitive players I think we have in our community nowadays in Tolker. And then on the bottom, it is our 6 versus 11 matchup. Two players have been around for a bit. It is TetrisAttakr versus Kynayo. Beefin, how do you expect these two matches to go, especially now that we're playing on easy mode to start?
First off, shout out to Tayman's gallery and TetrisAttakr murder face that he just had. It's very clear that TetrisAttakr is wanting to do well today, as well as Tayman. Tayman, you know, once again, actually the top matches, both first timers to our tournament series. Really looking forward to a really tight matchup. I think that the TA Kynayo matchup is going to be a lot closer than people think. I know Kynayo's been on the grind. We've been talking, me and him been talking lately about his performance and trying to do better. And yeah, I think once again, I think this is going to be really close, and I'm looking forward to see how this is all going to shake out.
As we set our players off to start their game ones, to get some idea of how close the bottom match might get, I have compiled the average times that the bottom two players have been able to pull off in their previous monthly tournament races, though the sample size is admittedly very, very small. So far on easy mode, TetrisAttakr has averaged 6 minutes 50 seconds to Kynayo 6 minutes 41 seconds. And I kind of know Kynayo to play easy mode really well compared to most people, so I don't know, I feel like Kynayo might end up taking this first race. But after that, it is TA with a 711 normal average compared to Kynayo's 728 and 735 hard for TA compared to 825 for Kynayo. So you know, Beefin, I think this might be a very important race for Kynayo to win in this matchup if he hopes to pull off the upset.
I agree. I think that this is definitely a must-win for Kynayo. TA has said famously that this is his best category. So once again, Kynayo's going to have an uphill climb for this one, but anything's possible in easy as all of our racers are getting started. Let's go. We're going to plant. Good luck to everyone.
10 stages, 7 lines per stage, mostly. Seeing a lot of players send 6 lines and being just 1 line short. I think everyone fell 1 line short on their initial attack and had to follow up with some extra combos. Very unfortunate for all of our players. Lots of... I think I saw Tayman get 17 on that first stage. Everyone else at 24 plus. Kynayo, all he can do is like bye-bye. After that 31 Lakitu, he's not feeling great about his chances of winning the match from there. But you never know. You never know. These opponents are slow enough that they could force you to send a lot of garbage and waste a lot of your time in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy is
tough to play.
The two things to easy that you want to look out for, you want to make sure that each opponent's topped off at 7 lines, and you definitely want to avoid garbage clears. I think the biggest reason why people are avoiding easy in these tournaments is because there is so much pseudo randomness, as well as, you know, like, it's pretty frustrating to get a garbage clear and just have it just watch your clock go tick, 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 as TA is seeing right there. Sending a really good attack at 14 seconds, but getting insta-cleared there. Does have the backup lines for 23. Oh, man.
Again, as slow as these opponents operate, as as our very own Tolker here has tried to observe in recent days, even trying to look at the amount of time that these opponents actually wait to do something. It gets into like multiple seconds once they flatten their stacks and start looking for matches. It takes multiple seconds. So if you're able to send 7 lines fast enough, you can get some kills in under 15 seconds, depending on how fast they take to flatten the stack, which depends on the starting arrangement of the stack, which I believe there are actually 32 different arrangements of the panels within the panel sequence, like where the gaps are generated in each stack, or at least that's what I remember one of my regular viewers telling me a long time ago. I'll have to read up on that. It's been a while.
Yeah, and Tolker definitely, doing a lot of research. I have tested a lot of that research out, and it does prove to be true. If you can send 7 lines really quickly, you can kind of time your stages out pretty well. Kind of like TaymanND did with that 16, and TA with that 20.
So at the top match, it is Tayman with about an 8-second lead onto Tolker, which is definitely not insurmountable. Meanwhile, TetrisAttakr is trying to take a full stage lead onto Kynayo, who really just needs to start a new chain at this point. No garbage on to Froggy at the 20-second mark. That is certainly not something Kynayo would be happy with.
Yeah, I can argue that, Jerry. I mean, Kynayo went for a slide there and missed the slide, and yeah, definitely needed to just restart another chain. Like, especially in easy, you can really trap yourself when you're thinking, oh, well, I can just send quick combos and get him down. But no, most of the time, it's just better to send another chain. Ooh, frame swap for the 11 combo. Beautiful. But, of course, not rewarded for swaggy play, and Tayman gets a garbage clear. Boo. And a 3-chain? Yikes.
Okay, not a very cooperative fish there. Who's up for a fish fry? I think we may need to fry some fish after that stage. And TetrisAttakr also getting a 23-second fish, not having the easiest time of it. And
don't threaten me with a good time. I'd love to have a fish fry. Yeah, sounds delicious.
Yeah, just bread it and fry it and send it. That's how I like my fish.
Crispy.
And again, we've got 10 stages in this easy race, so time is running out for our right side competitors to come back. It is Tayman that will be entering the final 2 stages in the Cave of Wickedness first, and TetrisAttakr up for some crushed bird as he enters the cave first ahead of Kynayo. So we got some opponents that definitely need some.
Pointing out that he's had to crush 2 different opponents in this run. That's a lot.
Wow, unreal. These opponents don't usually go down that low. Although these later opponents are just a bit fast enough that they might need 8 lines of garbage instead of the customary 7.
Tayman also getting getting cleared. There was one action.
Like Hook Bill is showing to TetrisAttakr. That was an 8-line send needed, and most of our players are trained for 7 lines. That's a bit unfortunate. So it is Tayman first into the final stage. Let's see if he can get to a good close onto this stage. Avoiding the 6-chain there ends up being the right amount of garbage, just the timing was a little bit off. And while Tayman will not have the fastest easy time in our tournaments, he does put up a very strong showing for his first monthly race. 6:27 is going to be enough to take game 1.
Yeah, very nice from Tayman. I think that at least sub 6:30s are very respectable times, giving you a really good chance to win one of these races. And yeah, showing that it did work. Meanwhile, on the other side, TetrisAttakr pulling off a 639 is going to take it over Kynayo, and that's good enough for star number 1 on his side. And as Tolker and Kynayo are finishing up on the right side, Tolker finishing up the 654, Kynayo finishing with a 7 flat.
Very respectable times from all of our players, all things considered. Considering that the median relatively close to average easy time it's taken to play out these races is 6:43. Like being within 15 seconds of that mark, certainly not bad. Certainly
Absolutely
not bad from any of our players.
Cool.
All right, star is going to TetrisAttakr on the bottom for a job well done. And the choice for the next race between normal and hard is up to both Kynayo and Tolker. Again, these are 2 races that are being played at the exact same time. If they were being played on different levels, the commentary would be completely chaotic. So I am having everyone agree, having all involved parties agree on the next level. And we are going to the Heart of Pink for Game 2. It's a must-win for Tolker and Kynayo to stay in the tournament. Of course, the winners of these matches will play against each other in the quarterfinals. So we'll get to see how these players will compare against each other. Alright, I have let our players know that they are ready to begin, and we will begin Game 2 of these best-of-3 matches at their leisure.
But Tolker getting a little more warm up, getting used to the speed of hard, which is again speed level 6. It's triple what the easy speed was, so a little bit of a whiplash. And you know, Kynayo likes to employ their strats, and this is kind of like Kynayo strats, but a little reversed. Timers are counting down, and we are starting right now. Of course, Tayman taking an opportunity to get a selfie in. Selfie swag, let's go.
For sure. I'm sure Spark over in his gallery is enjoying every minute of it. So here we are. Game 2 is underway. The winners of the matches, if they are on the left side, will be playing against each other in the next round. And right now it is Kynayo with the first blood onto Lakitu on the bottom. But Tayman, the great Pokemon Puzzle League player that he is able to assert his dominance even on a game like this, even on a speed level like this that he would not necessarily be used to from playing in the Pokemon Puzzle League's default level 4. Don't look now, Tolker.
Tolker taking a lead there. Even though Tayman sent a really good attack, having combos in every one of his chains, was one line short, and Tolker was able to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, the bottom matchup looks like Kynayo is ahead by about 6 seconds. So both players with the must wins are stepping up.
Okay. TA got a nice little lag chain for a 4-chain to finish off Poochie in 16 seconds. Tolker looks to be extending his lead just a little bit onto Tayman. It's still very early in these 12-stage runs.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything can happen, especially in hard mode. Ooh, Tolker up there getting a frame-perfect swap there, but definitely not what he was looking for. Tayman is following up there very nicely after that pseudo drop there. Gets some more combos in there. TA getting cleared on at the bottom, and Kynayo sends a really good attack, but ooh, 2-chain on Wiggler over there. Gets out of there decently.
And that is probably a lead change at the top as Tayman made up 11 seconds onto that Wiggler from Tolker is going to take the lead right back. These players will be looking to send at least 6 lines of garbage to all of these opponents, maybe more as the speed of each opponent goes up. But when you send those 6 lines, you are probably going to get times under 20 seconds, and if you're extremely lucky, under 15 seconds. Most of our players have been hanging around in the 15 to 20 second range. And okay, TA, what's happening here? Okay, Froggy, what are we doing?
Oh no! Oh, Froggy gets that clear at the second tier. Gonna have all those combo blocks come down, and Froggy was not topped off there. Very fortunate that the stack was raising up, and yeah, what do you do there?
And what do you do? What do you do when an opponent like Tolker gets a 12-second blarg, showing TetrisAttakr how to play his own stage, as it were? Tolker's now put the lead up to within 5 seconds, I believe, for Tayman. Still very close. One bad stage away from going completely awry, and Tayman had to send 9 lines to Lunchfish to get that sub 20-second kill. And Tolker's making up a few more seconds with a 14. Oh!
Fish was 1 action away from clearing all of that. Tolker gets the fortunate 14 there, going into Raven.
Kynayo needed 9 lines to beat his own Lunchfish. What are these opponents doing? They don't usually need to go down to 9 lines of garbage. You send it fast enough, 6 is usually good.
You would think. You would think.
Alright, Tayman has a healthy lead going into the Cave of Wickedness. TetrisAttakr still trying to get the right amount of garbage to Lunchfish, taking 32 seconds on that stage. Kynayo, I found Kynayo on the later levels tends to send his garbage in bunches. The chains always feel a little bit short from him to me. I don't know if you've ever recognized anything like that from Kynayo, but there's just some hiccups in the chains he sends that lead him to be a little bit short. It's not affecting him too much as he has the lead over TA headed into the cave, but something to keep an eye on going forward.
Absolutely, and I think the thing to think about is when to realize that you can't just send fast combos and you have to just send another chain. I think that's like a really big skill that people, like the top players, are definitely learning, especially in the later stages. You can't just send quick combos sometimes. You just gotta resend a whole new chain.
So Tayman has a full stage lead over Tolker, and that lead is growing. TetrisAttakr needed 9 lines for this hook, Bill. Can we not? Can we not subject our players to sending so much garbage, please? Okay. Kynayo getting a bit of a lag chain. They're getting an 11-second Piranha Plant. Much needed to stay alive in this match. Well done.
Love the 9 combo to back it up. Didn't need it, but, you know, had it there as insurance.
It's hard to come up with backup plans in these games, but we love it when we're able to get those backup plans.
Mm-hmm.
And for some perspective on what hard mode times have been in these tournaments, the median race time for all the previous tournaments was 7:46. So half the races were finished by our players in less than 7:46. And Tayman onto the final stage is definitely on his way to finishing well under 7:46 and clinching his spot in the next round. But Bowser is going to have a little something to say about that with a little garbage clear. It's just going to waste some time. Doesn't look like Bowser is in position to do anything else.
Oh,
Gets
no.
that second tier, but nothing else there. And Tayman takes home Game 2 with a hard time of 7:34. That's going to be enough for star number 2. And let's go ahead and grant him the win.
Meanwhile,
And
on the bottom
Kynayo
match,
clutches out the Bowser kill at 29 seconds. Finishes Game 2 with a 7:49. And on the bottom, we are about to drink some D cider.
delicious. Yeah, it looked a little scary there for Kynayo. You know, had a 29-second Bowser. There were a couple clears there, but Kynayo making sure to send some extra garbage over that way and making sure that Bowser was topped off. TetrisAttakr not too far behind with an 8:23, but he can't be too happy about that. Getting that big gulp going, and we're going to a normal decider, Game 3.
Indeed. Again, Tolker finishing with an 8:13. Tried to keep up with Tayman as best he could, but Tayman is kind of good at this game. So this was an uphill battle from the start. And now let's make sure that we can see our bottom players as they go on to a Game 3 in normal mode. Let's focus on those two, shall we?
Whoosh!
And let's get this normal race going to decide who will be playing Tayman in the next round.
Cards who you got? Putting you on the spot.
I think TA has been playing normal a little bit better than Kynayo has. I'll give it to TA for this game.
Wow. 10 chain, 11 chain? Oh, okay. That's good, Kynayo. I see you. Let's go. But, I think this one's going to be a lot closer than most people think. I'm not saying that because, you know, I'm trying to stay impartial. We look at the leaderboard times. TetrisAttakr does have a 625, which is very solid. Kynayo has a 646, so both of them can pull out the sub 7 in normal. So it's just going to be who's going to get this one.
And again, I've been trying to bring up median race times to give an idea of what it'll take to win half of your races, more likely than not, in these tournaments. As of the last tournament, the median normal race time was 7:07, and TetrisAttakr in his 2 races averaged 7:11. So compare that with Kynayo's 7:28. And the edge is on paper to TetrisAttakr, but this is why we play the games. Here we go, Game 3 for all the marbles. We'll start right now with Kynayo's feet about 5 seconds behind. And again, we decide these races on racetime.gg, where we time all of our speedrun race events throughout the community. And so far, both players here are starting with dueling 16-second stages. That's going to be the time that our players will be looking to get on each of these stages, Beefin.
Yeah, that was definitely a really good attack from TetrisAttakr. A lot of combos in that chain, but Kynayo, even though sending a little suboptimal attack with the clear, still gets a 16. They're tied up going into Bumpty.
Well.
Wow.
TetrisAttakr gets a garbage
no
clear
difference.
with the 17, but Kynayo with the 12, and will be taking a fair bit of a lead. It is about a 6-second lead, as the stream delay will indicate. So throughout these 11 stages, we will probably not know who is going to win this race until the very end. That is what we love to see around here, puzzlers.
Yeah, Kynayo was a little short there. TA making sure that this topped off another clear on Poochie. He's going to extend. Oh, and a chain off the garbage is going to extend TA's lead even further. 35 on Poochie. That's not what you want to see.
And yeah, the chaining off the garbage is most unfortunate, because we're used to seeing that in Pokemon Puzzle League be a frustration to deal with, especially on the higher levels. But this is 1995. These opponents haven't learned to chain off garbage yet. So when you do get those, it is completely out of your hands and most unfortunate.
Absolutely, and I think the difference right now between Kynayo and TA is that Kynayo's first attacks are not topping off the opponent, regardless of what you'd say about luck. I mean, TA is consistently sending more combos inside of his chain. There's a lag chain over here on Froggy, making sure to back up 8 combo there, making sure that Froggy's topped off, and yeah, 16. Much better first attacks from TA than Kynayo, and we're seeing it right here. Kynayo is 2 lines short and gets another garbage clear.
Yeah, normal mode often encourages sending at least 6 lines of garbage to each of these opponents. I can certainly understand the case for sending 7 lines. Beefin, you think Kynayo's chains have just been a bit short, too short to get the required lines down?
I think so, and especially like you see here, there was a little bit of a bobble because there was an unexpected combo right there. Just not adapting as well as TA has been right now, and that's another garbage clear for Kynayo, and a lag chain over on Blarg. And look at this, it's still not topped off there. Oh man. Alright, gets out of there in 31, but Kynayo cannot be feeling happy about that at all.
Oh, TA not going to be pleased with the combos he sent to this Lungefish. Gonna need to spam a lot more. The 8 combos will help a bit there. And that will be enough for a 27.
Looked like there were 2 8s and a 6 there. Definitely making sure that topped off.
Alright, I like Kynayo's combo send onto this Lungefish a lot better. And that is going to be enough for an 18. Kynayo needs a lot more of those to get back into this race. And this is a winner-take-all match. The winner of this match will be playing TaymanND in the quarterfinals later today. And, of course, everyone that wins a match in this tournament will be getting one of those precious TPs, the tournament points, towards major tournament seeding in next March's TetrisAttakr Major. So there's quite a bit on the line for these two players. And it will be TetrisAttakr first into the Cave of Wickedness, though the margin is definitely a lot closer than it appears on stream. It maybe 2 seconds separating them. This is really close, Beefin.
Yeah, it looks about to be 6 seconds here from my beef math. Not so insurmountable for Kynayo. TA definitely needs to make sure that the opponents are topped off, and Hookbill's going to get a clear right there. But Kynayo definitely needs to make sure that they're sending the correct amount. Oh, that's not going to be good enough. About 3 lines short from Kynayo there, and going to go over to this. The stars are going to align, and that's going to be a clear. And TA is just going to continue building on this lead going into plant.
Starting to see close to maybe close to a full stage lead's worth of time, but we've definitely seen some of these late game opponents throw some of our players for a loop, especially when we get to the next stage. Kamek, he actually knows how to start chaining. That can waste a lot more time. TetrisAttakr did not like the combos he sent, went all the way out to an 8 chain. And that will get the job done.
There's potentially going to be a lot of jiggle on that one, but mitigated it by Plant just going for really simple clears there. Not punished for sending the giant chain. Another garbage clear for Kynayo. Oh, man. TA going to the last stage is on Kamek right now. Let's see what TA can do as Kynayo gets out of there in 26 seconds. Ooh, 11 combo.
Fancy.
Icy. 2 lines short here, another line short. Those reds might be there. Yep, the reds are there. Kynayo coming in.
Okay, TetrisAttakr setting up an 8 combo to back up. Will that be good? And it is. So, TetrisAttakr finishes Game 3 with a time of 7:22. And that will be enough to grant him star number 2. And for Kynayo, that's a 7:37. Played that very close.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, it was not enough. It is TetrisAttakr getting the win and moving on to the next round.
Biggest difference here, I think, was TA's willingness to extend his chain out to make sure that the opponent was constantly topped off. And Kynayo was usually about 1 or 2 lines short in that normal race, and you saw it 15-second differential. I believe that was the difference maker.
Let's see if we can make these results official. And there we are. Tayman with the 2-0 win. Moves on to the next round. TetrisAttakr with the 2-1 win. Moves on to the next round. And they will be playing each other in the quarterfinals later today. So you will definitely not want to miss that. These two have had a knack for playing each other really close. So we may be in for a few surprises in that matchup, puzzlers. There's our latest bracket. We've got 2 more round 1 matches to play, but we will not have I Like Being Smart available to play them for a little bit yet. So why don't we go ahead then and play out our top 2 seeds in the quarterfinals, Beefin. We're going to see Yoshi against 6 and FFR Pro against Corey. How much do you think our top 2 seeds will be challenged in these matches?
They're gonna slay. I know I've been talking to Yosh lately. He's really jonesing for this tournament. FFR Pro also playing a little bit of Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. Love that game. Shoutouts to that. But both 6 and Corey are gonna have uphill battles for this match. But anything's possible. You saw a bunch of garbage clears kind of even out the races. But we're gonna see what happens here coming up in the next match.
Yes, if you are watching live on Twitch, we'll be starting these matches up in about 10 minutes. So don't go too far away, puzzlers. You are watching the League of Puzzle Speedrunners TetrisAttakr Speedrun Tournament 2025 Flying Wiggler Open.